everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Departments of Articulation. My name's Dave, and today is day 3 of Micro Machine March 2, the sequel. So today we're looking at the Star Wars Micro Machines Lady Luck. Now the Lady Luck is a luxury yacht owned by Lando Calrissian in the expanded universe. Now the Lady Luck made its first appearance in Heir to the Empire, which is a novel, and many video games such as Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, and in recent years it has become canon again with the Clone Wars and appearances in Star Wars Rebels. Now in the Clone Wars and Rebels it isn't technically the Lady Luck, but the ship design does appear in those shows, so that's pretty neat. Now to locate this ship, you can find it in the Star Wars Micro Machines Epic Collections #1 Heir to the Empire set, released in 1996. And for the ship's length, it is a little bit under 2¼ inches long, so it's pretty nice. So we got a lot to cover. Like always, we're going to look at the mold, the paint, put it on a stand, compare it, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Alright, kicking this review off looking at the mold, I must say they did a fantastic job for the size. You could just see all these nice paneling, armor windows, and my favorite part is the underside of the aft right here. Look at all that crazy detail. That is sick. But anywho, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's go over some of the parts. First of all, we have our cockpit right here. See some nice molded windows and paint. Then moving on back, we have our observation section. Some more windows and great detail with a sensors section right there. You can see all these windows. Nicely done. Now for the back, you have a little crevice here, and then some nice detail going to the aft. Now, going down to Lady Luck, all these are windows, so these are all like armor on there, and each section has its own little armor pad in there. That is sick. Basically, it's like a shutter, but fantastic. We'd see some molding on the side. Pretty cool. And for the front, we got nice lines here. Awesome. I love this thing so much. And as a kid, I knew nothing of it. I just thought it was bizarre. Looking at the engines, nicely done. Now looking at the bottom, again, I must say, fantastic work here. Then we have our copyright crap peg hole right here. Then we have our laser cannon. And then some people say, or I should say some data says these are weapons. But from what I've seen, these are a lot of communications and sensors arrays, and this is the main weapon of the vessel. So if you guys have something that says the opposite, let me know in the comments below, because there is a lot of data on here, and 50% say this is one thing, and then all the reference books I have say this is the weapon, these are antennas and comms and all that, sensors, you name it. So anywho, we have nice paneling in the front here, nice shapes coming down here, and the bottoms of the engines are done beautifully. All in all, a beautiful looking ship. So now let's take a look at the paint. When it comes to the paint of the Lady Luck, we only have a small handful of colors. The first one is a nice light blue, and it's a good choice. I think it came out pretty good. Now we also have gray for right underneath the windows in the front. A little drip right here on the engine. And then on the bottom for the weapons and antennas, they're all gray, and then on the engines for the backs and the bottoms. Now besides that, we do have a dark blue on the top of the vessel, and on the aft and all of the bottom. So that's pretty nice. Now the last color is black for the windows, and also the windows on the observation deck. And for the most part, the paint is pretty nice and clean for the size of it. We do have little smears, and on the bottom it's a little messed up here. But on the whole, nicely done. So now that we looked at the mold and the paint, let's put this bad boy on a stand, compare it, and then we'll be done. And just like most Micro Machine ships, it comes with a cool translucent stand. Just peg it into port like so. And you're good to go. Now for a little size comparison with the Micro Machines Lady Luck, I have it next to the Galoob Micro Machines Falcon and the Galoob Micro Machines X-Wing Starfighter. Awesome ships. And that does it today for my review of the Star Wars Micro Machines Lady Luck. Now Lando's personal ship first featured in Heir to the Empire, which is a novel, And this particular model measures in a little under 2¼ inches long. Now, growing up, Micro Machines were a big deal for me. I had almost all of them as a kid, and one year for my birthday, my mom gave me a box set, and that was the Star Wars Epic Collection #1, Heir to the Empire, released in 1996, and I opened that bad boy up, and it had vessels I've never seen before, the Skipray gunboat, the Lady Luck, and I had no clue what these were. I didn't like to read as a kid. But my imagination took over, and years later when I found out this was one of my favorite characters, Lando's luxury yacht, mind blown. So now that I got my little personal history out of the way, why do I like this vessel so much? First of all, like always, the detail. Micro Machines knows how to do it. Look at all these lines, the panels on the windows. The engines, fantastic stuff. Again, the paint, spot on. Nice shades of blue, and then we have that gray and black where it's needed. I will admit, this model is particularly a little messy on its painting, but for the size, it's not too bad. And then you get that awesome Galoob stand, which matches it to the rest of the line, which is important. Now, if you're looking to buy this beautiful ship, you can find it on eBay or Amazon. It's in a box set called the Star Wars Epic Collection #1, Heir to the Empire, and it was released in 1996, like I mentioned before. You can definitely find sets 1 through 3 lickety-split, and they're pretty cheap. So like always, look around, be patient, get it when it's cheap. A lot of these you still get in box, so that's pretty awesome. So I recommend this ship for anybody who's a fan of Lando Calrissian, the Lady Luck, or the novel Heir to the Empire. So that's everything I have to say about this ship today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button, and if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody!